So today I'm going to begin by reviewing what is a chemical reaction. We've already seen the classifications of chemical reaction. We've also seen balancing of chemical reaction. So let's define what is a chemical reaction. So the process by which one or more substances are rearranged to form a different substance is called a chemical reaction. So how do you know that a chemical reaction has happened? You either see a change in temperature, you see a change in color, you have a change in odor, you either see gas bubbles, or you see something appearing as a solid, a new substance. So those are your evidences. We know that a chemical reaction equation, when we write, has a lot of parts to it. You see a plus sign, which separates two or more reactants or products. You see an yield sign, which separates the reactants, which is on the left side of the equation, to the products on the right side of the equation. You also would see symbols like S, L, G, or AQ. S means the solid. L means it's a liquid. G means it's a gas. AQ means that this substance is dissolved in water. So something dissolved in water is AQ. So let's see the different parts of a chemical reaction. You have reactants, which are the starting substances, products, which are the substances formed in the reaction. So, like I said before, this table kind of summarizes all the symbols that we use in a chemical equation. Before we proceed on to the synthesis reaction, one thing important to keep in mind is there are 7 elements that exist as a diatomic, which means they exist in pairs. So those 7 elements can be abbreviated as an acronym, so it's easy for you to remember, and you can call them as a Brinkelhoff, which means bromine, iodine, chlorine, hydrogen, oxygen, and fluorine exist as pairs. So when you write them, you will write them as Br2, I2, Cl2, H2, O2, or F2. Let's look at some examples of a synthesis reaction. Let's see what a synthesis reaction really looks like. We've already seen it last week, so this is just a recap. So a reaction which two or more substance combines to form a single product is called a synthesis reaction. So you have A combining with B, forming AB. So you always will have just one big product in a synthesis reaction. We gave you a little bit of example here. If you have a circle and a square, and if it combines to form a circle square, then it's a synthesis reaction. Now, how do we know to predict products for synthesis reaction? Since it's a combination reaction, you will have two things combining. For instance, if you have aluminum reacting with chlorine, it would give you aluminum chloride powder. So if you write it in a chemical equation, you will have Al, which stands for aluminum. It's a solid, it's a metal, so it's an S, it's a solid. Cl2, like I said, it's a diatomic. G is a gas, giving you aluminum chloride. Now, how do we know that there is one aluminum and 3 chlorines? You'll have to go back to your days when we wrote chemical formula. How do we write a formula? Aluminum has a +1, aluminum has a +3, chlorine has a -1, which means aluminum will combine with 3 chlorines to form aluminum chloride. Let's look at these equations now. If you have calcium metal and chlorine gas, what will they yield? Think of it. If calcium and chlorine, they combine to form calcium chloride. If you have, say, magnesium and oxygen, what will it give? Magnesium oxide. If you have lithium combining with solid sulfur, what would it give? It would give you lithium sulfide. Let's go to the next slide and let's actually write these equations in a formula. So calcium metal and a chlorine gas gives you calcium chloride. Ca, solid, and Cl2, gas, gives you CaCl2. Now, think of balancing equation. I have one Ca, yes I do. I have two Cls, yes I do. So this equation is balanced. Magnesium metal is burned in the presence of oxygen, gives you magnesium oxide. You have Mg giving you plus O2 giving you MgO. In this case, you have two oxygen, so I need a 2 here to balance. When I put a 2 here, magnesium gets a 2, so I have to put a 2 here. Now it's all balanced. Lithium metal reacts with solid sulfur to yield lithium sulfide. So Li plus S gives you Li2S. So I would really encourage all of you to take out your periodic table when you write reaction equations, because you definitely need to use the charges. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the document that you'll be working on today. Once you watch the video, you can actually do this while you watch the video. So this is going to be in your science folder. It's called synthesis reaction. I actually completed the examples from the video here for you. Once you watch the video, I want you to go ahead and try these 4 problems. Okay, so when you try them, make sure that you look up the charges for each of those elements. So if I go to the periodic table and I look up calcium, calcium is going to be a +2. So I will write Ca. Let me write it here so that you know what to do. So I know that Ca is a +2. I would note down somewhere so you know how to make your products, because you need to know this information. Okay, so I will keep this aside somewhere so that I know what to do. Okay, use the charges. Just give it a try. If you find it difficult, we'll talk about it Tuesday, or I'll be online. Okay, so give it a try. Good luck for today. Do well.